Reverend Tom Rhodes, who was one of my former ministers, reminds us, we come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Some of us grow in bunches. Some of us grow alone. Some of us are cupped inward, and some of us spread ourselves out wide. Some of us are old and dried and tougher than we appear. Some of us are still in bud. Some of us grow low to the ground, and some of us stretch toward the sun. Some of us feel like weeds sometimes. Some of us carry seeds sometimes. Some of us are prickly sometimes. Some of us smell. All of us are beautiful. What a bouquet of people we are. So first, I'm going to share with you a little history of the flower ceremony. This was written by Teresa and David Schwartz. Then I will go into my part. So Norbert Chopek and Maya, his wife, his mother was a devout Catholic, his father agnostic. He became an acolyte at age 10 and in 1890 at St. Martin's Catholic Church. In the years that followed, he became disillusioned because his priest was a cynic. At 18, he apprenticed to his uncle, a successful tailor in Vienna, and Norbert discovered the Baptists and became a minister. He founded almost a dozen churches from Ukraine to Budapest. Slowly, his faith became more and more liberal. He left Bohemia under government threat and accepted a call to lead a Baptist church in New York City until one day in 1919, he wrote in his diary, "I cannot be a Baptist anymore, not even in compromise. The fire of new desires and new worlds is burning inside me." His wife and he joined a Unitarian church in New Jersey in 1921 for the same reason many among us might have liked this, because the children enjoyed the religious education program. World War II ended, and his home country now independent, World War I, he and Maya returned home to Czechoslovakia. His Unitarian church was the Prague Liberal Religious Fellowship. In just 20 years, his church had 3,000 members. The traditional Christian communion service of bread and wine wouldn't meet the needs of his congregation because his church, like ours, had people who believed many different things. And so he turned to the beauty of the countryside, the beauty of flowers. In 1923, he developed the flower ceremony. He asked his congregants to bring a flower to church from their gardens, the field, or a roadside. He invited each person to place their flower in vases, and there was a church community no less unique for being united. Following the service, each person could take a flower from the vase, a different one that they had brought. He was a visionary minister with a church ahead of his time, a bold church, a church thinking beyond its doors, beyond what it thought was possible. A church willing to take risks and make tough decisions and bear disappointment and build a new way. First by building a church, and then that church could build up the world. And that is our church, and that is Chopek's church. For this, the Gestapo arrested him in 1942. The Nazis accused him of listening to foreign broadcasts and sent him to Dachau concentration camp. Even in starvation and torture, he held a flower ceremony for his fellow prisoners, finding whatever they could amongst the weeds in the camp. They testified to a beauty larger than themselves, and a love that would outlive them. The Nazis killed him, but his spirit, courage, and commitment live on today. These qualities have passed now to us to continue to make them real. His wife brought the flower ceremony to the Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1940. What we are about to do is not a historical reenactment of something over and done, but an affirmation of the continuity with the generations for struggle for ever-widening liberty. This flower ceremony isn't a diversion from ugly reality, but a gentle fierceness which proclaims, even in the midst of sinister days, there is always a light of beauty. We are not here to recall something that happened, but to remember something that is happening, to remember, to put it back together again. And in that remembering, may we put ourselves back together again, each as a part of the body of this community, out of many, one. Today we celebrate this ritual of solemnity and joy. He asked his people to bring a flower and celebrate beauty, and so shall we. He himself was someone who felt very strongly that love expresses itself in resistance to the forces of evil. He wrote during his imprisonment, "In the depths of my soul, there where lies the source of strength, where the divine and the human meet, there quiet your mind, quiet, quiet. Outside let lightning rain, horrible darkness frighten the world. But from the depths of your own soul, from that silence will rise again God's flower. Return to yourself, rest in yourself. Live in the depths of your soul where the divine and the human meet. Tune your heart to the eternal, and in the depths of your own soul, your panting quiets down. Where the divine and the human meet, there is your refuge." It is a joy to be among you. I have missed you all. Today is a very special service as we just celebrated our new members joining us, and now we are celebrating the unique beauty of every human being, just as flowers are unique and beautiful. Some of those precious human lives are under attack right now. I'm sure I don't have to voice all the horrors that are happening in 2025. So what's on my heart this morning? Well, it's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. In 1969, Fred Rogers testified before Congress about his children's programming. He said this: "This is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help them realize that they are unique. I end the program by saying you've made this a special day just by your being you. There is no person in the world quite like you. I like you just the way you are." When I was a small child, his words at the end of each episode struck me deeply. There's nobody else in the world just like me. The world is better just because I exist. I needed to hear that affirmation as a child, and I suspect even now we all do. Every single human being, according to our Unitarian Universalist theology, has inherent worth and dignity. You yourself, a singular human being, are precious and valued and important just because you exist. You do not have to earn being loved or respected. These are a birthright. You are unique in all the world. And if we are unique in all the world, every single one of us, and we are worthy of being seen and valued and known by ourselves and by others, it feels good to be seen and to be known deeply, to be regarded with affection and kindness, even if we aren't having a good day, and we might not feel so lovable. To paraphrase one of my favorite authors, Leonardo Buscaglia, he says, "People are always changing every day, so look at them. Your child is different today than they were yesterday, so look at them. Your spouse is changing every day, look at them." He urges us to be mindful of the moment here and now, which is all we ever have. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every single person with no exceptions. That is challenging theology. No exceptions? None? I can think of a few people that I really struggle with seeing the inherent worth and dignity of. I really can. If we truly believe we ourselves are unique in all the world, would we keep on living exactly as we have been? Or would we behave differently? If we took a moment to stop and think about the rare combination of our individual DNA with our history, with everything that we've been through to this point to make us who we are, do we take ourselves for granted? Do we not stop to notice what an incredible confluence of events it took to make us here in this moment? Do we all, each and every one of us, understand that we are living, breathing miracles? Every one of us. Miracles who are existing together in this moment in space and time. And that all by itself is unique and precious and valuable and wonderful. We do not always remember this. At times, we might allow other people's low opinions to damage how we see ourselves. Another of my favorite authors, John O'Donohue, says, "It is astounding how we take on the violence that is directed at us. When someone attacks you, it is practically certain that internally you will attack yourself. It would be great if you had enough confidence in yourself and freedom and inner poise that when hostility comes towards you, you could let it pass right over your shoulder. If someone assaults you verbally, points out your weaknesses and failures, testifies to the fact that the very sight of you is enough to make them want to reincarnate on the spot, express your sincere compassion with those who have to endure your blighted presence on a more frequent basis. Wouldn't it be lovely on such an occasion to be able to look that person in the eye and say from the heart, 'I'm sorry it disturbs you so much. I'm sorry that you are feeling so miserable. Can I get you a cup of coffee or anything?' We do not have to allow misguided criticism or hatred to affect how we see ourselves. Can we value ourselves enough not to let the cruelty in? Could we imagine it rolling off our back like a water off of a duck, just gone? What would it feel like if we did? Remembering that today is a very special day, as an occasion, as a congregation, we're a deliberately chosen community. We've got people we're celebrating today and every day, right? That's something to ponder and really mark with our attention. We have never before been exactly who we are in this very moment, and we never will be again, because we're always changing, because we are unique and precious and beautiful like flowers. As we continue to evolve and change, we'll never again be the exact person that we are in this very moment, in space and time, and it's precious. It's incredibly precious, and we mustn't waste any of it. There's a line from an old movie that I love, When Harry Met Sally. And in that movie, they've been friends for many years. And they have a fight, and then he realizes suddenly, he's in a park in New York City, and he starts walking, and he's like, I'm in love with my best friend. And he starts running through the city at night. And he goes to the party where she is. And he says, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and the thing is, I love you. And she isn't buying it. She's hurt. She isn't receptive. She informs him, saying I love you is not going to fix this. And he continues, I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get that little crinkle between your eyes when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still smell your perfume on my clothes. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night. And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. As soon as possible. We can't wait for the good part to begin, because right now is the good part. We're living it right now. There's no waiting. This is the time. All of life is the good part, even the hard parts, because it's the hard parts that make the good parts so valuable. Can we remain cognizant of how fragile and precious and fleeting each human life is, including our own, and recognize that every second is a gift? Craig Lucas in Prelude to a Kiss says, never to be squandered, the miracle of another human being. We are all miracles. We are all unique expressions of the divine, and I wonder if we can try to remember that more often, even with regards to ourselves. Do we consider how everyone we meet is a singular expression of humanity, how everyone we see or pass or hear has a whole life and a past, with parents and siblings and a job and a home and dreams and goals and hidden griefs and losses, and is very possibly the most important person in the whole world to somebody, somewhere. No two people are identical, not even twins, because though their DNA may be the same, they're never the same in personality and history and relationships. And that is a foundational reason why genocide and othering and hatred are so wrong. And y'all know that's like my theme song, right? We don't have to go down that road, but every single person on earth is made in the image and likeness of the divine, according to our Hebrew scriptures. And every single person on this earth has someone who loves them. And none of us are in greater or lesser value than anyone else. Just before he was put to death in Dachau, Dr. Čapek wrote this prayer, reflecting on his own life and the state of his spirit. It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow ye evil winds into my body's fire, my soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in a fight, and everything would worthless seem, I have lived amidst eternity. Be grateful, my soul, my life was worth living. I began with Mr. Rogers, and I'm going to wrap up with him too. He was a Presbyterian minister who changed countless lives by sharing loving support and acceptance of all people. And he said this, "It's you I like, every part of you. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you I like." May we each see the singular, precious, unique beauty in each other's eyes today and every day. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.